I'm sure you've always wanted to connect past to the present. Well, today's lesson is exactly what you need. I'm Kave, and today we're going to talk about present perfect to link past to the present. Present perfect is a kind of advanced grammar. By learning this grammar, you'll be able to speak and write at the higher level in English. You have learned past simple before, like this example, I lost my book. But in present perfect, we say, I have lost my book. What is the difference? When we say, I lost my book, it happened in the past and maybe I found it. But when we say, I have lost my book, it happened in the past and it is still true. Maybe I haven't found it yet. Now, let's have a quick review of the structure. We have I as the subject, then have as a helping verb, and finally PP or past participle, or we can say the third form of the verb. Instead of I, we can say we, you, or they, like we have lost our book, you have lost your book, they have lost their book. But it is different when we use he, she, or it, like he has worked, she has worked, it has worked. What is PP? Let's find out together. Past participle, or the third form of the verb. In present perfect, we've got two kinds of verbs, regular and irregular verbs. Regular verbs are ended in ed. For example, play, played, work, worked, visit, visited. But irregular verbs, they change completely, slightly, or no change at all. That's why they call them irregular verbs. For example, we have write, wrote, written. Written is the third form of the verb or past participle. Read, 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 just changing the pronunciation. Cut, 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 no change at all. Or break, broke, broken. Broken is the third form or past participle of the verb. Don't worry, just by a quick search on the internet, you'll be able to get the list of irregular verbs and try to memorize them and use them in present perfect. Now let's talk about when to use present perfect. We can use present perfect to talk about past true. For example, I have seen so many movies. It happened in the past, but it is still true. Or to talk about unfinished past. For example, they have been married for 20 years. It means they're still married. Or we can use it to talk about experience. For example, I have been to the US 10 times. I still remember the memory. The action finished in the past, but the effect is still true in the present time. Or to talk about the present result. For example, the taxi hasn't arrived yet. We're still waiting for it. Or sometimes to announce news, we can use present perfect. For example, the president has died, or Sarah has had her baby. We can't use present perfect with finished time expressions. For example, I saw Jack yesterday. Yesterday is a finished time expression. More time expressions are like last week, last year, 2 days ago, and with when, we're not able to use present perfect because when we ask when, we need an exact time. For example, when did you see Jack? In present perfect, we say, how long have you known Jack? We don't need an exact time. We say, I have known Jack for a long time. It is not an exact or finished time expression. Now let's make some questions. Have or has are helping verbs. By their help, we're able to make questions. For example, we have this sentence. You have learned present perfect. Just by changing the order like this, have you learned present perfect? we can make a question. And for has, she has done her homework. Has she done her homework? Just by changing have or has with the subject, you can make a yes or no question. And to make a negative sentence, just add not. For example, I have not learned present perfect. She has not done her homework. In present perfect, we have contractions in positive and negative sentences. I mean, instead of saying you have learned present perfect, we can say you've learned present perfect. Or he has done his homework, we can say he's done his homework. And for negatives, instead of saying you have not learned present perfect, we can say you haven't learned present perfect. Or instead of saying she has not done her homework, we can say she hasn't done her homework. So, my lovely students, that was present perfect. I hope that you have learned it completely. If not, don't worry, you can watch the video once more and be the master of present perfect. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. Thank you.